Quebec's police watchdog has been making headlines lately. The Bureau d'enquêtes indépendantes, or BEI as it is often called, investigates when a civilian is hurt or killed during a police intervention or while in police custody. After 3 people died during or after police interventions over the course of one weekend at the end of March, the BEI was called to investigate. What has been clear, though, is that activists and some of the victims' families don't believe the BEI will bring about any real answers or justice. They particularly point to the Bureau's low conviction rates. BEI statistics show that since it became active in 2016, only 2 cases out of 416 have resulted in legal proceedings. There are still 33 investigations underway. And for another 26 cases, Quebec's Crown Prosecutor's Office still hasn't made a decision.
To be blunt, I think the BEI is a wholly inadequate institution.
So what is going on? Experts point to several concerns. For one, they worry about the participation of sworn-in police officers in investigations. The BEI says its civilian investigators are allowed to request help from police forces as long as it's not the same police force that's being investigated. There have also been concerns about former police officers being hired to work as those civilian investigators. The BEI says as of April 28th, out of 45 investigators, 22 are former peace officers. They're not allowed to be lead investigators in a file where their former workplace is involved. They also have to let the BEI's director know about any potential conflict of interest. But some think there's still a problem.
That immediately introduces either a perceived or an actual bias. When we're talking about accountability and transparency within a society, perceived bias is actual bias.
People, guys who've been police officers for 30 years, the next day, they become an independent investigators. I'm sorry, but if you had been a police officer for 30 years, it means that you've been in the police culture for decades.
Another concern, a 2024 Court of Appeal decision that ruled that, like any other citizen, police officers have a right to remain silent if they're being investigated. The judge also said that they can be forced to submit a report to the police watchdog because they have a right not to incriminate themselves.
Other citizens can't walk around with a gun, at least legally. Other citizens can't detain people. They can't circle neighborhoods.
Advocates say the result is that BEI investigations end up without real answers, when investigations by other agencies have led to more concrete outcomes. Popovic recalls the case of Karai Kevin Chelik, a 28-year-old man who died following an altercation with police in 2017.
When BEI investigated, they decided to let them off.
While he died of cardiorespiratory arrest, a coroner's inquest found that poor planning and execution by Montreal police played a determining role in his death. It had also found that police had provoked the violent altercation. 4 police officers involved in the case have also been cited by the Police Ethics Committee with using excessive force. Hearings are still underway until May 23rd.
If we go back to the old system, I can live with it because at least there won't be this illusion of independence.
The BEI says its job is to prepare impartial reports which are submitted to Quebec's Crown Prosecutor's Office. So it's up to prosecutors to decide whether to press charges or not. The Crown Prosecutor's Office says unlike other police forces, the BEI has to investigate every time someone is hurt or killed during a police intervention, and not just when someone is suspected of having committed a crime. It says that explains why BEI reports rarely result in criminal charges.